What's happening? It's your boy, the NOC, aka DJ Ryan Knock, with my man, Mr. Tocka. Mr. Down the Way, how you doing, sir?
Man, I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, man. First of all, let me thank you for taking the time out of your schedule, you know what I'm saying, to sit down and have this conversation. A conversation that I think is like, you know, long overdue, you know what I'm saying, not just for you, but for the city, you know, and some of the things I want to try to tackle today with this conversation and dialogue is for you to have an opportunity to tell people your story in the game. You know what I'm saying? And let cats know, like, you really put on for the city. Like, people know. Like, I need to reiterate, like, yo, this the homie right here. You know what I'm saying? So, like, where you from originally?
I'm from Millville.
Millville.
Yeah.
From Millville, had the hottest song in the city, Down the Way. How you pull that off?
I seen a hot movement when it first started, and I've just always been a visionary type person. It's almost like God giving me a gift of being able to spot an it factor. Like if I see something, I know what's hot. I know what hot looks like. I know what it smells like. I know what it sounds like. So it's like when I seen that, it's like, wow, they got a dance going, and I, you know, just watching it. It was like just amazing watching it, and then me, I'm the type like, wow, this is something that the world got to see. Like my city actually got something.
Yo, Marshall, what up, dawg? What up? Beast, man, we got big things to do, man. We gonna take this worldwide, man. I'm in Lava World, man. What the f is you at? Man, I'm down the way, down the way. Do the down the way. Oh, 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 oh. Do the down the way. With us, y'all can't. With us, y'all can't. With us, y'all can't. With us, do the down the way. Murk out, oh. 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 First of all, I'm a Lava World, nigga. I go down the way, I'm still around, my n***, giving pound, my n***. But this about a dance going down, my n***. And if it's a problem, catch it round in your liver. But pay attention to it, it's a few ways to do it. It might take a while, but you get used to it. First you feel the beat, then you start to move your feet. Your head rock a little, oh yeah, you got the rhythm. Your hands start turning, it's like your fingers burning. From ages 1 to 80, dog, you gotta learn it. It's so sick, cause you can add your own twist. You can roll something, shake a lighter, then it's lit. Or flip around your ball cap and tilt it like a pimp. And break it down low and wipe off your Timbs. This the new craze, going into a new phase. Nasty natty, murk out and do the down the way.
Like, you know, and going back to even how it started, like how it originated. The guy that when he, you know, created the dance himself, like, and it actually, from the discussion that he told me, you know, it was him just hanging on the block, hustling on the block. You know, hustling on the block, and it's like, you know, you catch people outside. Sometimes, you know, they wake up early. Yeah. And they got they you know, they get their coffee and they out. You know, and that's what he said. Like, he just get up early, he out, he on the block. You know what I'm saying? Wait for, you know, things to get to moving. So, you know, at the same time, he said he'd just be standing and moving, and he'd just say, he'd just get to moving. And if you meet the guy, you would see, especially if you would have met him then. Right. You know, he was just like an energetic guy. So he the type that's going to, you catch him outside, he's not just going to be standing still. Right. Like, even to this day, he's finally became laid back a little bit, but he still has that energy, that go factor. So he would just, you know, said he was standing outside and he just was moving, and he started doing it. He started doing it every day. Then he said, like, his partner saying it, then he caught on to it. Right. So it was just like, if you see it, it's just something it just catch you, and it just makes you move. If you just watching people do it. So from there, it just started taking off. And then once I done spotted it, like, wow, like, oh, they got something. And the factor threw a lot of people off because it was called Down the Way. Down the Way. And the thing is, he's from down the way. But what they don't know, he actually was hustling up in English Woods, which is on the west side.
Right.
And a lot of people didn't know that. So I was already doing music. I have been doing music for years.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, we should do some movement. You know, you see up in New York, they got the Harlem Shake and all this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow, we got something. So I actually was telling other guys that rap, like, hey, from downtown, like, hey, y'all got something. Like, you probably should need to, you know, go on and make that. But, you know, I guess they was into whatever style they was into. So they like, nah, you know what, that's what's up. But they never did it. Time goes on. So, you know, it's probably like, actually from like the beginning stages, it may be like 5 months in. And it's just starting to keep buzzing and buzzing and buzzing and buzzing. So I actually was doing music, and I actually was already with the label. Garnett.
Right.
And then it was going on, so Garnett was like, man, like, Tocka, man, you need to make this into a song. Like, take this and... I'm like, nah, dude. Like, I'm cool. You know, I do X, Y, Z. And, you know, that's downtown. You know, it's downtown. Right. So it's like, I don't want to step on nobody's toes.
Right.
So they, you know, like, kept on asking. So one day I really thought about it. I said, you know what, it's getting so big that this ain't no downtown. It's not just a downtown thing, a downtown movement. Just, you know, being that it's called, you know, even though that's the name I gave it.
Right.
Like, I gave it that name.
But I think, in a sense, though, like, it unified the city, though.
So that was my point.
You know? Like, it wasn't like, oh, you not from down the way, so you can't do the dance. I mean, Cass was doing it from down the way all the way up to Forest Park to Dayton to Columbus, you know what I'm saying? And it caught.
So that's what it was. I say, you know what? This is an opportunity for the city in a whole to take everything to a next level. So that's why when you hear the song, that was the point of naming all of the neighborhoods. Like, it's an incorporation of everybody.
Right.
So, you know, it's just me looking out for the city.
Right.
You know, bringing the city together, and which it did.
All right. Well, let's talk about your time on Garnett, like your earlier music. What brought you to Garnett? You know what I mean?
What brought me to Garnett was, like, actually, like a lot of people don't know, before that song, I had already been doing music for probably like 10 to 15 years. You know, since like high school. I was doing music, going everywhere, you know, and I would go around like, I'm literally one of the first artists here that put out a mixtape when they didn't even know what a mixtape was. A lot of people know when they seen that an NBA basketball sweatsuit I had on. So basically, like, I'm doing music, I'm going everywhere. I done been to music conferences and all the stuff that a lot of new artists have to get into now. So I have been doing this. And Judy Jones will tell you, down at the Impact, all the way down in Florida.
Shout out to Judy.
Yeah, Judy Jones, that's my girl there. Well, if you ever knew me, even before, you know when you catch me on stage, it's a show.
Right.
So they put the conference on, went down there, you know, did my performance. So even before I did my performance, I actually passed out the same mixtapes all over all the tables that was in there, you know, like flyers or whatever. And it was a guy that was cool with Al, with the label. He had grabbed a CD, I guess he seen the performance, and he took it to him. And he was like, he told him, like, man, you need to check this dude out. He would see me. He kept asking me, like, man, I'm starting a label, come be on a label, this, that, and the third. I'm like, nah, I'm cool because I'm already doing what I do. I already got I got my own label, me and my partner.
You were independent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doing your thing.
Yeah, exactly. So it went on probably like 2 years. So he just stayed persistent. To one day, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll see what you about. So he called. He had Tony Draper in town. He had him downtown on Lynn Street. And he called me like, Tocka, could you bring me a CD down here? I'm like, cool, because I always kept him with me. So, you know, and you know, I'm moving around and I'm hustling at the time. So, you know, shoot down there, see him on Lynn, give him the CD. He giving it going in the car to give it to Draper. So I'm jumping in the car finna pull off. Because I've been doing music so long, it's like, you ain't finna sell me no dream. You ain't finna sell me no hype. Like, dude, whatever y'all do with that, whatever it is, call me like, no, just hold tight. So he took it over there. Draper listened to it in the car and he came back and he was like, man, Draper said, he told me, like, you the one. So He's like, what you want to do? I'm like, man, whatever you're gonna do, just whatever, just let me know. So he said, I'm gonna hit you tomorrow. So he called me the next day. He was like, meet me up in Clifton. Up there, like, where Exclusive at. So I went up there, met him up there. And he was like, hey man, dude said you the one, I'm with it. Like, you ready? Like, when can you go to Houston? He'll tell you that. I told him, like, when can you book the flight?
I know
So,
that's right.
yeah, so he was like, oh, all right. So I'm, like a couple days later, like the flight booked, like, hey, come on, let's go. Went down to Houston, and that's when all began. That's when the work with the Garnett, that movement began.
So some of your earlier work, in terms of your position as an artist here in Cincinnati, like, what would you, like, real talk, what would you tell your earlier self not to do that you did, that you think may have changed the course of your career?
That I would have said not to do? At the most part, it's almost the same basic thing. It's just reading over your contract. That is it. Just reading over your contract. That's it. Like my whole process, my whole beginning stages, even going in, it's like I have no regrets. Like my path was, I like my whole path of my whole career.
Okay.
You know, working with so many different people because I always just been a sponge to learn. Like I always been a studio rat.
Right.
Anybody will tell you, a studio rat, whatever it is, anything they got to do with music, I'm there. You ain't got to. It's on it and be on it. If somebody, just be on it. Don't wait, because every time you wait, you just procrastinating your own situation. You know what I'm saying?
So best collab that you feel that you did here in the city with another Cincinnati artist,
With another Cincinnati artist.
or even
That's a
a
good
Cincinnati
question.
artist that you didn't get a chance to work with that you would have liked to have worked with.
The OTR clique.
Okay.
Damn, I would if I was there. So, a collab that I would say I'm missing would have been an OTR clique. Although me and a couple members actually finally did a song, but it was after the fact. But I would love to did it before.
Right. And they just had a reunion show not too long ago. Sold out.
Yeah.
It's packed. That's dope. And then they had another a throwback show earlier this year, with local artists and everything like that. I mean, me growing up with like music, I went to performing arts and everything. I did music with my sisters. Went out to LA, cut an album and everything like that. Came back and got into radio because I still had a passion for music. And I know at that time we had Terry Thomas, who was the music director, and she was like a mentor to me to help me get established as a jock. But I also know that she kind of played a mentor for the artists here as well, because you had to go through the radio station to get airplay. You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel your relationship was with the radio station at the time?
Me and the radio station never was really eye to eye because of what you had to go through to get your music played on the radio or to get your music played through radio. And it was, it's like the DJs were under control. So I had good relationships with certain people at the radio station. But when you say the radio station as a whole,
okay.
Because it's a whole, like the radio station can help so many artists. And I mean, to be honest, it's like a lot of them don't try to help until the last minute. Or they try to help once the artist done put some crazy
already took off. It's like, well, you got to kind of wait until it's getting played in the clubs first.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Before they would jump on it. Now, from a corporate or business aspect, if we're talking about the radio as a whole, you know what I'm saying? Because it is a corporation. I mean, that makes sense. Like taking a chance on an artist that's bubbling or may not bubble versus a national artist that's already established.
But my thing is this with radio or with a DJ that's connected with radio. Just my opinion, radio should have DJs that actually have an ear. They need somebody that got that ear, that spot, that it factor. Like everybody can play already hot music, but who has that ear to notice like, oh, this hot and this gonna take off. Like this has the potential to take off. Like a lot of songs have potential to take off, but people never
support it.
They didn't support it and play it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and you run into that in clubs.
Yeah.
As well. So, you know, it's just missing, it's that freedom of that ear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they need to have people in there that has that ear and has that freedom to bring it. And then sometimes some of them DJs got to fight.
Yeah.
Club DJs, you got to fight for what you know, for what you hear. Radio DJs, you got to fight for what you know and what you hear. Just know you got that it factor because, you know, even to this day, right now to this day, here in Cincinnati, I still hear some music that has that it factor. Like, wow, if they just let this one go, if they play it, let the people hear that, here we go.
Well, let's talk about the sound of the city then. How would you compare the sound of music during your reign? I'll say reign, you know what I'm saying? During your reign with other artists in Cincinnati compared to now? And I asked you that. It's not a trick question, but I asked that because I know you have an artist. So do you try to incorporate that same vibe from then to now?
What I incorporate, my biggest thing is the freedom of being who you are. The freedom of not getting caught in what everybody is doing right here. Because what everybody fail to realize, every new big artist, big actor, big it factor, it's something that's totally different from everything else that's being played or whatever on TV, radio. It's something new that you see something new like, wow, what the fuck is that? But it's kind of hot. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, to be an actor, like I ain't never seen him, like, it could be anything. So, what I do like about now and back then is finally has came back around now. Like now, a lot of people talk about, y'all, they got the mumble rappers, you got these type of rappers. Right now is a great time for music and everything, simply because you're allowed to be you. You have the freedom to be weird, different, strange, whatever you want to call it. A few years back, you had to have this type of image or sound or this, that, and the third, but now they have, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was an accident, but you free to be you now. Once again, you free to rap about anything. You free to sing about anything. So this is the greatest opportunity right now, again, to be you, to be something totally different. So it's like a lot of people say, you know, it's messed up. It's a great opportunity, but you got to jump on it.
You got to jump on it quick. And all right, so that leads me to this: jumping on it now. All right. So years ago, you had to go to conferences, pass out flyers, get T-shirts, vehicles wrapped, which you did. And
oh my God!
You had to be in multiple places all the time just to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Because social media hadn't really taken off for real. You know, had Black Planet, MySpace, and everything like that. But with social media now, it's like, do you ever feel like it's so much easier for artists to get put on or have their own thing and have their following compared to then? But at the same time, just as it's easier for artist A to be seen and have their music put out, they have more competition because it's so easy.
The game is sweet. I've never seen music this sweet for you to take off and become a big artist. Honestly, if you're doing music and you're not the artist that you want to be, it's all you. There's nothing in your way. Promotion has never been as easy. Marketing has never been as easy. The cost of it has never been this cheap.
That's cheap.
Studio time has never been this cheap. Studios have never been this cheap. Videos have never been this cheap. The money that you will spend is crazy because all you need is a camera. That's all you need right now. So the cost of you getting a camera with your iPhones, which has some of the pictures, you know, the lenses on that is better than some actual cameras.
Yeah.
Like people are shooting movies with iPhones. So when you sit there and you don't have the footage that you need to get your exposure, and you don't have to go out of town to promote. You don't have to go out of town with the flyers. You don't have to do the work that we had to put in.
That grassroots guerrilla
That work that we had to put in, that footwork that had to be put in for your stuff to be seen in California. I mean, you gotta imagine, to get to California, just think how long that ride would take now. But now for people in California to see you is just click away. It's a click away. And the cost of what? No gas, no plane tickets. You ain't got to pay for meals. You ain't got to pay for hotels. You ain't got to pay for none of this. You ain't even got to sleep in your car.
Right.
It's just there. So, no, the game is never been this easy, and it's actually, once again, I would say to up-and-coming artists or whatever you're doing, take advantage of that. So, yeah, it's way easy. I mean, just think about it. You got the freedom to be you, to be whoever you want to be, to do whatever you want to do, and the cost is almost zero. Like, when you go back to, like, my project, the As Is project, cost was like $750,000. We paid $75,000 for the video. You know what an artist can do with just $75,000?
What a
right now
person could do with $75,000.
Yeah, and if you don't believe me, contact Dr. Teef, who shot the video. He will tell you the cost. It was that. And then and then you look at the video, it's different scenes. And if you came to the video shoot, you would have thought you was at a movie set. Like the video shoot was so crazy when we shot it in my hood, which is Projects, Millville. We was out there like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So by the time, the sun coming up, so these guys out here with white vans, cameras, all kind of equipment. Guys was coming outside like, oh shit, man, the feds hitting. So niggas was running. But it was just a video shoot. But it's just letting you understand what it cost, what it took. When you think about the promotion we did going from city to city, you think about the cost of those billboards. And it wasn't just one billboard. It was like 71, 75.
You was the first one with a billboard.
Exactly.
First one.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So that's why I say, and you see these artists now, you're not seeing this type of stuff going on, and artists are blowing up just off of social media, YouTube. So you ask, is it easier? Oh my God. If these people don't want to blow up, they don't want to blow up. I mean, like the money they spend, even over my 15 years before I even got to this point, like the money that was spent then. So it's much easier. And I would say, for the love of your career, if you really love doing what you do, jump out there. That money that you go to work and you make, invest that in yourself. Invest that in your career. It's way much easier.
All right, so D'Amico was one of the artists that you would have liked to have worked with OTR at the time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Who do you feel was one of the best collabs that you did with a Cincinnati artist?
With a Cincinnati artist? You want to put me in a pill?
Just a little bit. I know it's a plethora to choose from. You know what I mean?
Golly. Let me see. Cincinnati artists? I know me and K. Riley, we have fun. Me and Kenny P, we have a ball. Jay Graham too.
Big spender.
Jay Graham. Let me see who.
All right. Well, when you're talking about you have fun with these artists, right? So the music that you produce in the studio, or like the shows as well. What about the shows?
The shows?
Like some of the best shows that you did. What cities?
What cities?
Yeah.
To be honest, it may seem biased, but it's not, because it was actually one of my main goals of my music career. And it I got to tell you where it derived from, so it makes sense. So, shout out to Fresh, the old Fresh. Fresh Remo. my guy. So, Fresh had a label. He had No Limit Midwest. Here in Cincinnati. So, that was with Master P. So it was one night, I'm leaving the club going home. Fresh called like 2 o'clock in the morning. He's like, Todd, hey, P finna do the show up in DC. He want me to come up there. I don't want to ride up there by myself. You know what I'm saying? We going to the show with him, blah, blah, woo, 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 woo. Me being me, like, shit.
Let's go.
Give me about 15 minutes. I just got to go pack a bag and we out. So go pack my bag, he there in like 30 minutes. So we take off like 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning. Take off to DC. Get to DC, get up there. We up there with Master P them in a hotel. So make a long story short, so we all together. Entourage. We Master P go to the show. So the show up there, and they whatever the arena they got up in DC. So you got Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott, Jay-Z, Ludacris. So we all we backstage with them. We back there with them. So we up there, you know, just mingling. So it's time for Pete and them to do their show. So Pete and them doing their show. So we on the stage with Pete. So we up there, Pete doing his show. So the like his boy, it might have been his brother. He was like, "Top, grab the box of shirts. We going on stage. We finna throw the shirts off the stage." So we up on stage. So Pete performing, throwing the shirts off. I'm looking like, damn, you know, the arena is fucking full. I'm like, nah, this dope ass shit.
Right.
But they had cut the lights. So when they cut the lights, he was performing his song. They cut the lights. So all you heard was boom, bam, bam, boom, 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 bam, bam, boom, 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 bam, bam. So the bass rocking the whole arena. Then when the lights came on to make them say, it's like the whole place lit up. It was an energy went through my body. So the energy go through my body. When I'm throwing the shirts, I just stopped. And I'm just looking off the stage. Like, I don't know what the fuck this feeling is. But if you are an artist and you don't feel this feeling, you ain't felt the top of the pinnacle. You ain't felt nothing. So what was crazy, so after the show, we all left the show, we went to the club. So we all went to the club. I didn't really was stuck in the club because this thing was stuck in my head.
Right.
So I went back so we all get back to the hotel. So when we get back to the hotel, mind you, it's raining outside. I went outside and sat on the steps in the rain. I said, I don't know what the fuck that was.
Damn.
But if I don't get that fucking feeling in Cincinnati at that US Bank Arena, so that was one of my determined goals. Lord behold, they put together a show here. The label, our label put together a show down at US Bank Arena.
Bank Arena.
That's that one with Lil Wayne, Fat Joe, what's that? Rich Boy. It was a bunch of artists.
Yeah.
So the label was up performing down there as well. So when I went up there and got to perform on stage there, and I had my daughter up there and her dance crew doing it down the way, yeah, don't get no bigger than that.
That's dope.
Don't get no bigger than that. So that was like one of my most memorable. But but a funny memory, doing a show up in Indiana. And I'm performing. How in the hell did I forget my own lyrics?
Oh, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. What song was it?
It wasn't Down the Way. It was another. I forgot. And I'm
Again.
Yeah. So I'm performing, singing the words, and like shit just went blank. Like damn. So me being me, I just play it off like I'm just grooving. They really didn't realize what was going on. So I'm performing, I look at GT, because GT was being the hype man at the moment. I looked at him like, man, he looked back like, So then he started saying the words, and I just talked back in and just finished it on off.
Man, gotta love the hype mans, you know what I'm saying? Gotta know the words, man, that's what's up.
Another show, Vertigos.
Oh, I remember Vertigos.
Vertigos
was a small club, but had that stage with the bar up there, with the DJ booth right there. Man, when that thing would be packed doing the shows.
And that's what it was. And the show was packed, and it was doing that down the way. And it turned into a melee. They was in there rumbling. It was a big old fight.
Well, you know what's crazy, and this is messed up to say, but during that time, that's when like crunk music was like the DJ thing, you know what I'm saying? And I had a DJ mentor, I won't mention his name or nothing, but you know, he used to say like, yo, if you can't start a fight in the club, you're not a real DJ. Can you imagine that? So take that same philosophy with your performance, that's epic. Now hopefully no one was hurt or anything like that. I'm not endorsing that, I'm just saying this is just real spit.
And that's like, I'm not endorsing, but I can't tell you how many times I found out and heard that a big fight broke out because Down the Way got played in the club. Down that club, it's like you name it. You name it. Oh man. You know what, I had some good performances up at the Ritz. Shout out to Drew. Shout out to Drew. That was, and I will say the Ritz was one of the first times that I really seen a whole crowd rocking to my music. Like I mean, it was like we had pictures, and when you go back and you look at the pictures, you can see people was in amazement. You can see people was like, "Nigga, that's my track." Like, and it was like, yeah. So when you, the Ritz.
And the Ritz actually was like, that was one of the major platforms for a lot of artists in Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's like if you was an urban street artist and you didn't perform at the Ritz,
couldn't take you serious.
Yeah, it's almost like you ain't made it in Cincinnati yet.
Right. Right.
And like now, they actually need that now. They need a spot like that now that really, you know, when you rocking this club, you know, that's. I think every city almost had those go-to clubs that, you know.
Yes, I mean, and that's that transition, that change from then to now. There aren't that many venues that can cater to and hold that crowd. I mean, you got the Ave, you know what I'm saying? The Ave, I don't want to say it's the new Ritz, but it's that next generation, that next platform.
The closest thing to the next Ritz type of spot.
And I'm saying more so like the platform for artists, because they had the rap battles up there, you know what I'm saying? So they're using that as a platform.
And they got a big stage too.
And they got a huge stage, you know what I mean? So shout out to people continuing to have a platform for local artists to have their music heard locally and internationally.
Yeah, and celebrities. Got to give a shout out to celebrities.
Yeah, celebrities are still doing their thing too.
Yeah.
But it's that ring, that cluster of locations has gotten smaller. You know what I mean? Do you think? I don't think it would affect the artist's reach to the community, because, like you said, with social media and everything like that, your popularity and your stardom is just a click away. It just depends on your grind and your presence. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, your transition now, man. So what are you doing now? You're still doing music. You're working with artists. What do your projects look like?
Managing the artist. Shout out to Young Drees. Working on a new project now. Oh, he got some this music gonna be nice. It's in the thing about it, like people like, what's up with your artist? What he doing? Some people have heard some of his music too, but what I like, the direction that I'm going with him, is molding him into being himself. Like, his music is not like everybody else's music. And like, as of now, he's 20 years old, and there's not even no cussing in his music. Like, he will be in the realm of, I wouldn't say, he would be in the realm of rap hip hop. Like, you ain't gonna be able to just box him in. Yeah, and it's his sound is refreshing. The music is refreshing. It makes you feel good.
Okay.
It makes you feel good, and it also gives you something to think about. And I'm not saying he's not no conscious rapper, but he's a good energy. He's a feel good energy artist. So that's the thing with him.
Cool. So working with the artists, you got your shop here. You know what I mean? This is your second one.
Yeah,
right.
Actually, my third.
Your third one. Your third one. So congratulations on that. You know, making that transition to being a businessman. But from your story, you always been a businessman.
Yeah, I always been a businessman. I always been a hustle. Even if you go back to the As Is project, like on that project, there's a song called The Barbershop. You know, this is what goes on in the barbershop. Like, me and the barber thing has always been me. So that was always part of my mission as well, as putting this together. So me in the barbershop, that's what I do.
Cool. So the stage in life that you're at right now, what motivates you as a manager, producer, and as a businessman?
The motivation now with the music is just the production, producing music. And like, that's actually my original love of hip hop. That is my love of music. There's nothing to me there's nothing like the creation of the music. Like, you know, minus all the, you know, the great performances, doing the shows, I love the studio. I am just a studio rat. Like, me in the studio, like, all night long, I can just go to myself. I just love the studio. So my motivation with that is just the studio and kind of now with the game getting back to its freedom mode. It just probably now just creating something different. Just the creation of something different and watching it just blossom.
Right.
And bloom.
It's the perfect time to do it too.
It's the perfect time to do it. So who knows what the future holds as far as me and music, but right now I'm pumping this artist and like seeing him take off is gonna be one of my greatest. It's gonna be another great moment, great flow. And you know, and who knows, I may start, you know, managing more artists like, and now, and like with the city, I'm a Cincinnati rat. Apologize for the Boston hat, but it just
I made up for it.
He got it.
I got it.
But everybody know, as far as repping Cincinnati, don't nobody do it bigger than me. So my thing with the city, just seeing the city blow. I always been a team player when it comes to Cincinnati, and it's like my other motivation now, and I think it's not a thought. I know, and I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but with the power and the resources that I got, I'm gonna make sure that it's an industry within the industry in Cincinnati that get created to create these outlets that these youth artists, even older artists, or anybody that's doing music to really have that chance to take off and blow. Because a lot of it starts with your core following. Right. And to me, that's what is missing. It's just that industry, that unit, that machine. Like, and we don't have to be friends. All we got to do is just love music. All we got to do is just love to see something blow and grow. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to like nobody. You know, a lot of people go to work every day with bosses that they do not like, and they go there, they get their money, and they make things happen. They get the job done. So that's my thing as far as, you know, let's make the city, let's make it take off. Like, you know, with this scenario, a lot of us hate or don't like the way Adrian Bronner went about the antics of his career. But at the same time, that's another Cincinnati kid that has reached high levels in his career, regardless how he did it, how he acts. You've seen a young kid touch his dreams. So how could you not? How he did that to touch his dreams, because whatever he do, he represents himself first. But I don't care what they say. You know, I may talk about I don't believe the nigga did this, that, and the third, but young kid, dream come true. A lot of y'all probably wish y'all can go do them same antics. Make y'all dream come true. I'm not promoting going to do wild and crazy things to make yourself blow, but that's promotion. That's marketing. You can say what you want. If it wasn't him or whoever, that's a marketing genius move. He's still one of the highest paid boxers in boxing. People still want to see Adrian Bronner. Even if they want to see him lose, you want to see him. So dream, like, so that's everybody else what you do in your music. Dream if it's a dream. Put yourself all the way into it. Drown yourself in your dream. And have that drive and motivation to make it happen. Like, you know, if it's a real dream, something you really want to see it come true, you're going to be on it every day. You're going to do something every day to make that dream reach another level. So that's my thing as far as seeing the city. That's my motivation, seeing the city blow, Cincinnati.
Cool. Now, in terms of that level, there are artists now that are doing their things. As of right now, you got artists, that next generation, that next wave of people, you know what I'm saying? Lantana had his reign, you know what I'm saying? You got cats like Butter, you got My Mama Named Me Evan, you know what I'm saying? The Timeless, you know what I'm saying? You got all these younger artists that are carrying that next wave, that next torch. Final thoughts for them.
Final thoughts for everybody. Smoke and mirrors. Be able to create. be able to create that picture, that image that entertains people, that brings that captures their attention. Dare to be different. Just dare to be different. Because it's like I'm watching everybody doing what they're doing. And we got some great people, some amazing artists. Do what it takes to create your vision, your picture, and make sure it's entertaining. This is entertainment. The only way you make it is being entertainment. You can go tell all the jokes in the world, but if you don't know how to tell them jokes, it's not going to be funny. If you don't know how to put on an outfit, an image, you're not going to capture people's attention. So just for everybody, you know, if you're trying to make it entertaining. Hey, me, down the way, it was entertaining. Make people feel a certain way. Right. Create a vibe. Create a vision, an image that they want to be a part of. That's all you got to do. Make people want to hang with you. Right. That's all you got to do. Make people want to hang with you. And people going, hey, make people remember you, make them want to hang with you. And they'll buy into what you're doing. And my other biggest thing, just where everybody go wrong. Take it how you want to take it. There's no such thing as support.
You saying there's no such thing as support?
You know when they say, man, these people don't support me, or I'm trying to get these people to support what I'm doing.
Right, or have a support system, or your circle.
Yeah, you have your core support system.
Right.
There's a few people that support you just because, you know, your mama gonna support you because she's your mama. Right. You got the people that's going, you know, you got a couple aunts, uncles, you know, maybe your one homie. A couple people literally support you just because. But when you look at a whole, you want everybody to support you, there's no such thing.
Elaborate on that then. Why?
Because you got kids that go to the gas station every day that sell CDs at the gas station. How much support do you think they really get?
Not a lot.
Why? So do people really support just because you're doing music? Do people really support because you acting? You know when they support you? When you start looking entertaining and interesting. If you met a chick and she asked you for some money, she said she needs some support, why would you support her? Just because she said she hurting? You know when people, they start, I'm just letting you know. The support happens when people see you serious about what you're doing, and you making moves, you being creative, you making shit shake, you making shit start look entertaining, you make that shit look fun, you ain't got to worry about support.
It's going to gravitate to you.
They going to gravitate. They going to spend their money, then they going to listen to it, going to pay you some attention. Then you may say something that stick. Then they going to say, damn, I fuck with it.
Right. Well, with that being said, you know, I fuck with you.
Trust me. I'm cool because I love the work that I put in that created the support that the city gave me. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like when certain things happen, in the back of my head, yeah, I did say it's about goddamn time. I mean, I did. Yeah. But then I still reach for what more can I do for them? Exactly. You know, it's like there's no bitter part about it. Like, oh, it's just like, oh, well, this is what I got to do. Oh, I got to put the work in. Well, let me go put the work in. They gonna give me what I'm doing. But I'm not gonna sit there. Oh man, ain't nobody supporting me. Like, okay, I gotta. All right, I gotta go knock this door down. I'm not gonna knock that door down. Right. Oh, y'all coming in? All right, come on. Yeah, I'm gonna get y'all in the club. Right. Come on, let's go party and have a goddamn ball.
All right, listen. Once again, it's your boy DJ Maserati Knock, aka the NOC, or the NOC, aka DJ Maserati Knock, with my guy Tocka right here. It's down the way. I appreciate your time, sir, your knowledge, information, your game. You know what I'm saying? That was real spit, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm just me. Same as the album as always. I'm just as is.
Down the way, I'm still around, my giving pound, my going down, my and if it's a problem, catch it round in your liver. But pay attention to it, it's a few ways to do it. It might take a while, but you get used to it. First you feel the beat, then you start to move your feet. Your head rock a little, oh yeah, you got the rhythm. Your hands start turning, it's like your fingers burning. From ages 1 to 80, dog, you gotta learn it. It's so sick, cause you can add your own twist. You can roll something, shake a lighter, then it's lit. Or flip around your ball cap and tilt it like a pimp. And break it down low and wipe off your Timbs. This the new craze, going into a new phase. Nasty, natty, murk out and do the down wave. With us, y'all can't. With us, y'all can't. With us, y'all can't. With us, do the down wave.
Thought-provoking music.
Right.
And saying something with meaning and trying to reach you and let you know there's a bigger picture, and having power with your words, and letting that portray through to the people. That was important.